everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is another solo truck camp here in Colorado. This is episode 3. So heading up into the mountains to find a spot to camp. Hopefully some dispersed camping. It's a little late in the day, so it'll be interesting to see if I can actually find a spot before it's dark. I don't have aux lights on this vehicle like I had with my Jeep, so we'll see how good the LEDs are on this truck for illuminating the terrain. So, and of course I can also use the under chassis cameras too to be able to help out if it gets too dark. But anyway, gonna head out to do a night of solo camping. Moved my fridge behind me in the seat, and it's gonna have to be adjusted, it sounds like. Well, it's getting a little dicey. Well, I went to see if that overhead branch would kind of be moved at all. And literally, as I started to move it, it just snapped right off of there, and I've laid it right here. Felt bad. Didn't mean to break it off, but literally, as soon as I started to see how much flexibility it had, it just broke right off. So it was just barely hanging on. We're going to come down this way, and there's a last little spot, it looks like, over here around the turn, and there's a tree that came down during that last big snowstorm that somebody has helped with trimming it up. So we'll stay there for the night, I think, since it's getting shadows are getting long, huh, Sasha? Yeah. So if you watched my last video, you know she got struck by a snake. Rushed her down to the vet. It looked a little too dark to be a rattler, but I couldn't see it because it was too far up the hill. And so by the time I got down there, she was not in distress. They said it had been long enough that she would have been really having a hard time, struggling, heart racing and everything. And her heart was nice and slow. She did get a little lethargic for the next 24 hours. So I'm wondering if maybe since she got some bacteria in the bite, but they looked for the bite. They couldn't find a bite. But I saw it trailing off of her, kind of flying up in the air. She was running, so I know it had to at least, and she yelped, so it had to at least hurt her, get her attention if nothing else. And maybe got a tooth into her or something, or fang into her. But fortunately, no toxin. So, but it scared the living daylights out of me. That's for sure. Anyway, ready? Let's jump in the car. Let's go get in the truck. Hey, let's go get in the truck. And we'll go to our campsite, okay? Yeah, let's go do that. She loves to come out here. This way. Come here. Come jump in. Hey, jump in. I had a seat cover left over from my Jeep that I used for her. And went ahead and got one that doesn't say Jeep on it for me. Because if it's wet and muddy out here and she jumps in across my seat, then it gets my seat wet and muddy too, so. Okay, lesson learned. I was going to show you the startup sequence and everything, and show you that I was got the pitch and roll set up here so I can kind of get my vehicle situated, but when it switches over to CarPlay, it kills the video. Who would have known? Oh well, now I know. See if I can not scrape my awning on any of these branches. Keep the cover from getting torn best I can here. I get up here into the side, I might need both hands to drive. I need to get myself a bullet point mount here for my tech. But you can only do so much so fast. All right, it gets expensive. All right, I think I'm gonna need to switch over here to two hands and take a look at my camera here. I've got obstacles now on both sides of me here I need to pay attention to. See here. Looks like I need to go. I just need to bring up the back here. A little bit there. And roll. Oh yeah. And that looks that way visually too. I'm thinking maybe I could get by with some blocks under my right tire. Let's see how that works. Okay, 0 pitch, 0 roll, and it took 3 blocks to do that. Let's go see what it looks like. Okay, got the 3 into there, looking good. Let's check it with the level. Now we checked it with the electronics, and it looks like it could still go a little bit. Could maybe put a 4th one under there if I needed to. And let's see about the pitch here. Alright, pitch. Pretty close. I could probably do one more. That has me rolling into my bed, into the side. I'm gonna try it and see as an experiment what kind of sleep I'll get with it, just off it just a little bit here, and then I'll know. As I said on the drive up, welcome back for another solo truck adventure. This evening should be very pleasant. It's about 80, maybe 78 right now, dropping down to the 50s. Down in the north of Denver in the Front Range there, it hit 95 degrees, and of course the drought's been going on, so it's pretty dry. So not planning on any kind of a open fire. I did bring my fire pit with me if I feel like using it. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Kind of depends. Let me give you a little tour of the campsite here and how my truck is currently set up. Okay, this is the way I came in, and there's another road there that from once before when I've been out here, it goes to a dead end. So that doesn't go anywhere, and there isn't any designated camping sites beyond that. So this is just a nice little spot I can kind of pull into. It does have a fire pit. And there's plenty of almost flat spots to put some tents in here. And then down through there is the valley. And I'm going to put the awning up because there have been some threatening clouds, not right now for us, but behind me there. But it is forecast for some isolated lingering snow showers to come by. What I have done is I have used some Milwaukee pack outs, and these are the cabinets. The door opens up and it slides in, and I put some kneeling pads on top which connect into them, and that helps my dog Sasha, who is actually up there right now. Hey Sasha, there you are. Say hi to everybody. She can now jump up into her bed with me, and this also gives her a better flat soft landing to jump down from. And I've got these little camping carpets. I'll put that on there to keep her claws from tearing up the foam on top. And so in the far one, I just added that one. There's not really a thing in there. But what will probably go in there is that 4Runner box. Has all my recovery gear in it, tools, things like that. I will probably transfer it over to there. That way I can eliminate that one. Because I'm trying to see if I take my wife with me, we'll need to put the dogs. Got 2 of them now. The puppy hasn't been out yet, but probably down here in that corner to sleep. So we'll eliminate that. That kitchen, that 4Runner box is my food box right now, and this box has got my jet boil in there. I just took it out of the base camp kit, but the whole base camp can actually fit in there, which is nice. There's not a lot of stuff that'll allow the base camp to fit in, but it'll fit in there, and I can put extra propane in there and plates and extra stuff. I actually remembered to bring a little bit of a citronella tonight for the mosquitoes. And then over here is my kitchen setup. Let's see if I can do this one-handed. That goes down and it slides under. All right, and then that allows you to open up the drawers. So I got some fry pans down there. I've got an extra little canister stove is in there. My little griddle for the fire pit's in there. This one here's got my tea kettle, pot, I if I need to get it out. Here's my spigot for my Dometic, and some spices and some extra matches and things like that. Some cooking gloves in there, and then knife. And then what I did with this one, I ended up putting I might not be able to reach it. Let's see here. I guess I did, but I pulled my back. So this is like an accessory kit thing. Took all the dividers out of it, and this is where all my forks and spoons and spatulas and lighters and garbage bags and some wipes and all that kind of other miscellaneous stuff. I think in here, and one of these is my jet boil regulator, and then I put on the top of it this little workbench thing. And the idea is, if it's pretty bad weather, I can take this panel here and move it left or right, or just put it up where Sasha is right now, and I can sit here on these, and I can cook on this. Now I wouldn't fry stuff. I'd probably resort to it, because it'd be more like the weather didn't pan out, so I'd probably use a backup Mountain House meal or something like that. Just boil some water and have that to eat, versus trying to prepare and splatter grease all over everything. Because as you saw in my last video with that steak, that did not work out real well. For tonight, I've got some homemade chicken and dumplings that my wife gave me, and it's going to be a simple meal since it's getting kind of late. We're just going to heat that up and see what else is in my kitchen bag, because I just realized that my vegetable bag that I had prepared for some little stir-fry vegetables got left in the freezer. So we'll pull into the kitchen kit there, or the food bag, and see what there is. Maybe I've got a can of green beans in there, or some pork and beans, or something for a little fiber. Anyway, so that's my current setup. And since I showed this last time with the mods that I've done, I added this. It's called a magazine dump pouch, and because I kind of need a little tiny garbage can in here, because once I get in at night and I get everything all closed up, I like to be able to do a sponge bath. I need some place to to put that stuff, and I just use a little doggy poop bag in there and shove that stuff in there, and then seal it up. It doesn't make a smell. And I have added this collapsible trash can. Now it's a little Gucci. It's got trash on one side. You put recycle on the other side. I'm not going to really worry about that when I'm camping. I'll just put a garbage bag in there, so that and it's got clips on the side to help keep it from falling in. And that way it's sealed up and won't make a mess when I'm traveling. And when I put it back in the bed, I don't want to have garbage leaking out everywhere. It's got a kind of a rubber lined inside to it, so if the bag does leak, it's not going to get out all over everything, and then it collapses. But it's big enough to use at camp if I got multiple people. So, and I've got a trip up to the Medicine Bow in a couple of weeks with my grandson, and a bunch of his I used to call him, well, we don't do scouts anymore since they changed from being the Boy Scouts of America. So, but he's got a church youth group. They're boys that we're going to go up and do man things, So anyway, all right, that's the current setup for the truck. It's a work in progress. See if it changes. Okay, Sasha's getting her dinner, and I forgot that I had a backup salad, so I'm gonna have my salad tonight instead of some roasted vegetables. So that's okay. It's good because I got a really great chicken and dumplings here, homemade. Oh yeah, it's gonna be good eating. I even put some in Sasha's food. She loves soups and stuff, so she got some of that tonight too. This little slow simmer. What you doing? I know you're still hungry because I know you. And I'll share with you. And the mosquitoes are starting to circle and swarm here. Starting to see them all over the place. So hopefully this candle will do its job. You want to try one of these? Try it. And she didn't like it. Well, we can't leave it on the ground for the critters, so we'll throw it away. We get to use our garbage can. go. All right, let's go for a walk. Should we go for a walk? Good morning, everybody. Wow, we had a great night's sleep last night. Perfect temperature. Coldest it got in the camper was 50. You get down to 45 down in the valley. So it kept us pretty warm. So the red lights at night still attracts mosquitoes. So when we got up in the GFC last night, we probably had 50 up in there that I had to kill so we could go to sleep. Sasha did not like me moving around, slapping the sides of the fabric and the roof, killing these mosquitoes, but it had to be done. That's a lesson learned. Anyway, yeah, we had a great night's sleep. Tried a Hest pillow, large, for the first time. Great sleep on that thing. I'm a side sleeper, and so it had plenty of loft, and it was great. I really enjoyed that last night. So that's a new piece of kit that I'm happy to have. We're going to go for a short walk so Sasha can do some of her business, and maybe just get a little simple breakfast going. It came out with what's called here in Colorado a fire weather watch. In other words, they're expecting super low humidity, 8% with high wind. So anything that's a spark can cause a fire. Now we're under fire bans anyway up here, which is where I brought my propane, my fire can. But I crossed 2 campers on the way up to this site who had fires going. So it's just so irresponsible to play it dangerous like that. Yeah, everything might look green here, but man, all it takes is just a spark with 40-mile-an-hour winds and the whole forest is going down. So, all right, for breakfast, gonna have a little cottage cheese with some pineapple, some fresh fruit. Not really fresh fruit. It's a little thing of fruit. It's not fresh, but it's fruit. A little energy drink, some Chobani for some extra protein. Gonna have some oatmeal here. I'm gonna throw some freeze-dried fruit in it. Sasha's gonna have her food this morning, and maybe a little bit of oatmeal because she likes it. I'm gonna use my Anchor and with this little ice cold boiler. One thing I've noticed on this thing, you can set it. That's kind of hard to say. It's kind of hard to see here at the sun. Sorry about that. Anyway, it says 512 on it, which is boiling. Well, then it's supposed to turn off, right? Well, I'm at 10,000. 500 feet, 10,500 feet. So it's not going to boil at 212. It's going to boil lower. So it won't ever shut off. It'll just boil itself dry. So you do have to watch it. It's not going to be automatic. right, we're done. Video timer says 6 minutes and 45 seconds. Well, everybody, we had a great stay here up in the Rocky Mountains in Colorado, and we're heading out. We're going to go a different way than I've ever been, so it'll be interesting, and definitely high clearance vehicle with low range is required on this first part, so I'll let you see a little bit of it here. Yeah, I just passed through some rougher stuff, so I put my technology to work here, front camera and front understory camera. And this is kind of what it looks like. We'll just take it nice and slow. Check to make sure I'm in terrain mode here. There we go. That should help hold back the vehicle without me having to ride the brakes. To go left or to go right? Well, let's go to the right. Well, it may have been better to go to the left now that I got this big old root ball in the way. Oh, great. Have to maneuver around this. All right, as you can see, I just barely made it around there. And on the front, the same on the front bumper. I actually got stuck. I could not back up. So I got out, took a look, came back, put my rear locker on, and pulled right up. Didn't spin like I had been. It was awesome. First time I've actually used my locker for I guess for real, instead of just playing. This morning, Sasha flushed out a great big old turkey. Now, if we go right, it does a great big loop around and brings us right back where we started from. And one of these days, I'm going to go do that one. In the meantime, we'll head this way. So no two-wheel drive allowed. And the Forest Service now is really getting on all-wheel drive vehicles, because they're like, hey, an all-wheel drive is not the same as a four-wheel drive. And if it says four-wheel is required, if you're out here in an all-wheel, you're going to get a ticket. So I know it's bad news for the Subaru guys, because they really like to put BFGs on their tires and come out here and run some of these trails. I've seen them. All right, this is I have not aired down, so I'm just going to take this really slow. I've got a few pinstripes from this trail already. Hopefully they're not too bad. It's a pretty truck, it's a pretty color, but you know, when you build it for doing things like this, then that's some of the consequences, right? Road like this, you're not going to have a 250, 350 pulling a 20-foot trailer down it, that is for sure. If you remember from episode 1, I was at a comparable altitude not too far away from here, and none of the aspens are really out yet. But as you can see, I'm actually a little bit higher altitude, I think, maybe a couple hundred feet right now, and the aspens are really coming out. Hey Sasha, is this fun? So there's some designated camping sites down there. Looks awesome. I don't see anybody down there either. Just came out of the woods to this. Let's see what it does here, huh? temperature here, and there's stuff in the cooler, and my Dometic water jug sloshing around. Might have to rethink this. Probably descending down to the main road here. Well, down that long descent, I found out something about the Colorado versus my Jeep. The Jeep that I had was a Rubicon, so I had a 4-to-1 crawl ratio and hill descent control. And this, if you go into off-road mode, it also offers a kind of a hill descent control. And all of a sudden I noticed that it kicked off. And I went to put it back on, and I got a notification saying that the brakes were too hot. So it's actually using brakes to control the descent and not gearing, which is a disappointment, because the whole point of having the gears that can hold you back is so that you don't smoke your brakes and then lose control coming down a hill. So makes me think about not taking this up the Red Cone Pass if that's the case. Okay, back to the main road. Looks like this area is closed 1 January through 15 May. That's good to know. As you can see, we're in a pretty good fire danger. I'm surprised that these people were actually had a fire. Anyway, we're at the end. Thanks for following along. Hope I didn't bore you too much, but I'm having fun and Sasha's having fun. Huh, Sasha? Sasha? Hey? Sasha? Say goodbye. Say goodbye.